What's up, SMITE fans? It's Wraithyn here. It is Thursday night, April 30th. My internet just crapped out on me, so I can't stream anymore. So I said, hey, why not record the video for my SPL predictions for tomorrow? I'll do it tonight, get it out nice and early in the morning. So here we are. I'm going to be going over the picks for the week on what I think is going to turn out to be the number one contenders for this week's slate of games. We have 6 games, 2 Friday, 2 Saturday, 2 Sunday. And I think there are going to be some barn burners this week. I think we have the big faded Ghost Gaming versus Sanguine match. There's a couple of other games in there with the Knights and United, Rival and Space Station, that I think are going to be toss-ups. And so I think out of all the weeks that we've seen, like, this one's going to be the best one for watching the games. I will be doing a watch party pretty much every day. I'm going to try and do Friday. Depends on how work goes for me. But Saturday and Sunday, I'm going to be going live to try and give a beginner-friendly analysis of what's going on in the games, trying to explain the builds, why people are doing what they're doing, see if we can break them down. So would love to see you there. Also, remember to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Tell me if I'm full of shit. Yeah, so let's dive into the games. First up, Renegades versus Ghost Gaming. I probably don't even need to talk long about this. I love the Renegades. I think they're a fantastic team. Do I think they're going to beat Ghost, the super team that's all powerful right now? Absolutely not. I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're still gelling as a team. They're fantastic in their own right. All the players are phenomenally talented, but I think they still have some synergistic issues to perform consistently. I'd like to see a little bit more out of my buddy Lasbro in the jungle. He seems to be very hit or miss, but I think once he picks up his consistency, they're going to be a strong contender. I absolutely think that they have the potential to be a top 3 team by the end of the season, or middle of the season, I would say, as they start to get things together. Next up, we have Obey Alliance versus Team Rival. This is a no-brainer. Obey are kind of struggling right now. They're still in a search for a new jungler. They actually had to ask Weekend to come back for another week just so they could make sure they were making the right pick. I actually think they may perform better than they typically do because there's no pressure to perform. Losing doesn't mean anything. They're not expected to win. So could I see them actually pulling it out this week? Yes, but it's also up against Team Rival. Rival's been looking incredibly strong lately. They took it to the house on Ghost Gaming. They're definitely in the top 3 teams for me. I think they take Obey Alliance handily 2-0. I would be surprised if those games last more than 20 minutes. All right, next up we have United versus the Knights. It's kind of weird to see this 85-14 split here. It doesn't make any sense to me. These are what I would call like 2 teams that are firmly in the middle of the pack for now, right? And I think this much out of all the games for the week, this one is the most 50-50 that I could see. I'm going with the Knights here because they're my boys, defending world champions. United is playing well. Do I think they have enough to beat the Knights, who are admittedly looking a little sluggish this season? I really think they do. I think the Knights got this one. They are working incredibly hard. So I disagree with the mob here. I think the Knights are going to win it. The Knights looked good last week against the Renegades. They fell to Sanguine, who is, I think they're top seeded in the SPL now after last week. But, they won against the United and the Knights last week. So I don't know. I think this is a complete toss up. I'm going with the Knights, my home team, my hometown. And this will be, I think this will be the best game of the week to watch. So 3 o'clock on Saturday. Make sure you guys are there. Next up is SSG versus Rival. I mean, how do you not vote for Rival here, right? They beat Ghost, Radiance. I keep calling them Ghost because it's still in the panel, but they beat Radiance last week. They only had 1 game. They're looking absolutely phenomenally. Twig's picking it up in the mid lane. I don't think there's any way that Space Station takes this from them. No way, no how. It's not even worth talking about here. SSG went down to E United last week. They've been looking, decent the past couple of weeks. You know, the Obey set was solid for them, but again, it's a team that's struggling, 0-10. You know, do you really want to use that as a barometer? If I look at them versus the rest of the league, Rival is obviously up at the top after stomping out Radiance. And SSG, having lost to United, has kind of gone down a little bit in my books. The question really is, did United play well or did Space Station play poorly? I think, you know, both of those things could be true, but, you know, I don't know that I've seen the best sets out of Space Station so far this year. And I don't think they take a game off Team Rival this weekend. No way. Okay, next up is Obey Alliance versus the Renegades. The battle of the bottom. Both teams have been struggling to kind of find their way this season. I would say the Renegades probably have their shit together more than Obey does, for sure. You know, again, I mentioned it up above with the Obey versus Team Rival. Do I really think that because they're going through all this transformational change as a team, that they're going to be able to take it to the house to anybody in the SPL, really? No, I'd love to vote for him here. I'm going to go with the Renegades on this one. And, you know, it's nothing against the Obey guys. I just think they need to get that new jungler in there, and they need to start gelling with them quickly so they can catch up for the rest of the season. You know, losing this much out of the gate is really, really bad for them in the long run. It's going to be a tough uphill climb to come out of the bottom standings. I think they can do it. All those players are fantastic. But this week, I'm going to have to give it to the Renegades, who I only expect to improve over their past performances, right? I mean, they did lose 2-0 to Renegades last week, or sorry, to Pittsburgh Knights last week. But, you know, I like to think that they played, you know, okay. They held their own. But I don't think they're going to have a problem handling Obey, especially with Kurt being a sub and them not having a full-time jungler. All right, last game of the week. Sanguine versus Ghost Gaming, Radiance, whatever you want to call them, the powerhouse team versus the team that doesn't belong in the SPL, is taking so many people's spots. Dude, incredible what the Sanguine guys have accomplished, despite all the odds stacked against them, despite all the hate and the Twitter bullshit. I'm Team Vamos. I don't even care. The mob can vote for Ghost Gaming. I don't give a shit. Sanguine wins this matchup. This is the faded matchup that we talked about week 1 of the SPL. This is the one that said, hey, let's find out if Sanguine really are a good team or if they're just playing lights out and are on a hot streak. Ghost Gaming is going to be their biggest test. They said that about everybody else that they've played. This is the big one. If Sanguine can topple Ghost, Radiance, whatever you want to call it, then they have solidified themselves as the clear front runner as we head into, you know, the second half of the first half of the season. I'm Team Vamos. I'm all in. I will root for these guys every time they play. You know, keep on keeping on, guys. This is there is no way that Sanguine goes down to Radiance in my book. They have too much at stake. Those guys are playing with too much passion. They're playing clean. They're playing tactical. Their team fight is the best out of any team in the entire league. They have raffle stomped everybody that they have played against. They went down one game to Sanguine. That's it. There have been no other unclean victories from them in my book. So anyway, I have extremely high expectations for them coming into this weekend. This is, you know, this is the big game. This is the Super Bowl of this week. So if you're not there, then you're missing out. I will definitely, under no circumstances will I miss breaking this game down live. So I will see you guys on the stream. All right, everyone, that's it for this week's picks. I know it's quick and dirty. You know, what do we got? Like 8 minutes here or something like that. Let me know in the comments what you think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you enjoy this. I will be getting back to doing the guide videos and other gameplay videos soon. It's been a crazy time with work and coronavirus, and my wife is pregnant. We've been officially announcing that. So keep an eye out for more content from me. I'm going to be really ramping up the YouTube. Thank you so much for all the subs and follows and likes and comments, especially in the last like 3 weeks. My channel's growing faster than it ever has, and it's all because of you guys. So keep it up. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one.